Um, and like I said, the video is on my page. I was having some issues because TikTok, I guess she was reporting it. And so TikTok was like violating it. And so I had to fix it to where it wouldn't be a violation. That was the only video that they were violating. The other two, they didn't violate. But yeah, I was asked to process served for the neighbor. Called her up, had about a 10-minute conversation with her, letting her know that I wanted to interview her regarding her story. Caroline.
Yes, say her whole name.
Oh, Caroline Jhingory. I called her up and let her know that I wanted to interview her regarding her story that was being posted all over social media and things like that. She was friendly. She was definitely interested. And then I said, well, where do you want to meet at? We can meet wherever. I'm free. And that's when she told me about some restaurant called Dua. It means two in some language. I can't remember. And she was like, I support women. I want to go to women-owned business. Da da da. And I was like, all right, cool, no problem. You know, I really didn't care because I knew I was going to serve her. I wasn't going to get coffee or eat or anything. To be honest with you, like I'm just being honest. I didn't care, but I will say this: even though I did not care about where we were meeting up at, I didn't let anybody know that I was serving her. Like even the person that was paying me to serve her, he did not know where I was serving her at, because at the end of the day, I don't know what parts of her story are true and what parts of her story are false. And she's made several allegations about her like being threatened and things like that. So I did take into consideration that I would not share with anybody where I was serving her until it was done.
So your boss referred you for this job?
Yes.
And then once
our client referred me for the job.
Well, your client asked your boss, the lawyer, and then your lawyer assigned it to you.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Did the lawyer follow or track your progress as it relates to the service?
She didn't track the progress, but after I had the phone conversation, I did let her know that I did make contact with her and that I would be serving her the next day. But again, like I said, nobody knew where I was serving her at except for myself and Caroline. Okay. We're the only two that knew, because again, at the end of the day, at that time, I didn't know the whirlwind that was coming, and I didn't know what was accurate and what wasn't. So I personally, and I don't care what anybody says about me, I'm never going to let somebody get hurt off of something that I'm doing. I don't get down like that.
So what happened when you two arrived at the restaurant?
So I arrived after her. In my video that I posted, you see, like, I'll go to the wrong entrance. First off, I was running late. And in the text messages, which I can't remember if TikTok made me take them down, but in my text messages, I tell her, which was the honest truth, is that I had just dropped my son off at daycare and I was coming from Virginia. She had changed the location several times. It went from us meeting to Dua to Highlander or Highland or something like that restaurant. And then to a busboy and poets that was way far out. And I was like, hey, that's, I think I said like, hey, it's going to take me a while to get there. And then we met at a busboy and poets over here by Catholic University. Okay. Yeah. And so when I arrived, she texted me and she was like, I'm here. And at that time, that's when I was trying to figure out how to get into Busboys and Poets. So I went to the wrong entrance and he was like, no, it's next door. And so when I walked in, I recognized her by her coat and hat. And that's when I walked past her because she didn't know what I looked like. She only knew. So I walked past her. That's where you see me like kind of walk. And then I flashed the camera up to show like it's her. And she did have her back to me. And at that time, when she had her back to me, she was literally texting me. And I had my tablet that I'm on now, and I had my phone on top of the paperwork. So when she texted me, I was like, oh, I'm parking. And I have it all on text. It's all on text messages with no interruptions, no cuts, no edits, nothing. And I was like, oh, I'm parking. And she was like, okay. And then I immediately blocked her because I knew I was getting ready to serve her, but I still kept the camera rolling. So I
Okay.
started to get my paperwork ready and everything. And that's when I put the like camera down and you hear the rustling of the paper and all that other stuff. And then I point the camera up to show that it's her again. And I walk up to her and I'm like, Caroline. And she was like, yeah, again, real polite because she didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And I said, you've been served. And I walked out of there and I got in my car and I drove off and I went to work. And that's when I called my boss and I let her know that she had been served. I called the neighbor and I let him know she had been served. And that's when I revealed where I had served her at. Nobody knew up until that point but me.
And so at that point in time, what did you do with the videos? Did you attach that to some type of form or?
I sent the videos to the neighbor because he would need them. You always, anytime you serve somebody, and everybody who does service does it differently. Some, like the bigger companies, they have GPS coordinates and they will literally give you the GPS coordinates off of whatever mechanism they use. Some people take pictures. Like if you're doing a posting on the door, you take a picture of that door with that, like the number and stuff like that. I did the video because, again, there were conversations behind the scene that I cannot reveal that told me I needed to video record it.
Okay. So you made your report, you attached the copy, you gave it to
the neighbor. I gave the neighbor the affidavit of service along with the video and a screen recording of all the text messages.
And to your boss as well?
I gave it to, no, because I gave it to the neighbor.
Okay. So it was a direct hire. Your boss referral, but
yes.
but the law firm didn't handle this service.
No. Because I process serve, it was a direct connection for me. And
that's your own business.
Yes. Yeah. I have an LLC. Yes.
Okay. So your business is listed as a public, but what's the name of your business?
Takia M and Associates.
Takia M and Associates, process server, paralegal services, notary, stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay. What happened?
So after I gave that information, about a couple of days, I mean, he uploaded it.
I'm sorry. What day was this?
Give me 1 second. I can tell you.
Because it feels like the video came out like around March, like the mid-March.
The video came out around March, and I want to say I served her around February 18th.
Okay.
See, I'm on the tablet. I don't think I can look it up on my phone. I think that because the number that I texted her from was a Google Voice number. It was my like official Google Voice number for my LLC, and it's on my tablet. I don't keep it on my personal phone. But it was between March 17th and March 19th that I served her. I can't remember the exact date, but it was between those dates. And we went to court, but before we went to court, she posted this picture of this woman who was not me.
Yeah.
You have that picture?
I have that picture, but
yeah. And she was like, she put the person's name up and she was like, send me her social media handles. And I felt horrible because when I looked up that woman, she had just experienced a great loss in her life. She had just lost a child. From what my research showed, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But from what I had seen for that specific picture, she had just lost a child. And I remember being like, oh my God, I feel bad for this woman. I don't want her to get whatever's going to come her way because I mean, I think I'm pretty social media savvy. And to me, in my interpretation, send me her handles means send me her handles because I'm about to blast her. And I didn't want her going through that, but I couldn't reveal who I was yet because I had to testify in court. I was already, the neighbor was already preparing for me to have to testify. And this was just like a verbal conversation. But then Caroline started filing all of these motions to quash the service. And that's where the lie of I impersonated law enforcement came from. Because there's 3 things you can never impersonate: law enforcement, police, law enforcement, a doctor, and a postal worker. Those are the 3 that you can never impersonate. And they are against the law. And I know that because I did it before and I got in trouble for it. So therefore, I know not to do it again. And you know what I'm saying? I have no shame in anything I've done before. I don't blame anything I've done on anybody else ever. If I did it, I did it. You know what I'm saying? So that blame each
Okay,
other.
so I want to make sure we're following you. Okay, so you process, you serve Caroline Jhingory. You let your client know, who is the neighbor of her mother, that she has been served, and you give him his report with the video attached. And now you're waiting for court for whatever you're serving her for. There's going to be a court date that follows, because you have to back up the evidence that's been submitted in court with your testimony saying that she was served.
No, the court date was preset for the neighbor to be able to get the protective order. He already knew that she was going to, for whatever reason, like I said, there were conversations and I can't 100% remember, but he was like, just be on standby in case I need to call you, excuse me, as to testify to the service. And then maybe like the day after we had that conversation, she filed a motion to quash my service, or to like argue that the service was invalid. And that's when he
needed to go to court.
Yeah. And this was all virtual.
So your proof.
And so we went virtually to court and I testified.
So when did this post happen online where she says, send me her handles? When did that happen?
Let me look at my photos.
No, not exactly the day, but I just want to follow the train
of mid-March, like March 15th.
No, it was before then.
Before that. Oh, that's another one.
Yeah, she posted it before then. That picture where she posted like to keep, hold on, I can tell you, because I've had to keep everything in the event that I needed it.
So you serve Caroline Jhingory, you tell your client, and then in between that point of time and whenever you testify, you see on Caroline Jhingory's page.
So that's February 25th. This is who she thought I was.
Okay. That was February. All right.
Yep. February 25th. I want to say I testified in court on February 27th.
Oh, damn. That caption is her.
So what does it say?
Here you go. You can see it's on her page. You can see
it says she contacted me posing as law enforcement.
Law enforcement, send me her social media handles. And now you saw this, the court date's already set for a couple of days, and you're like, oh my goodness, they're about to wreck this girl's life.
Yes.
There's nothing really that I can do. So now you're in court.
And she didn't recognize me.
What happened at court? You walk in.
So we're at court, and the judge pretty much tells me to tell him what happened, what I did. I want to say the neighbor, Mr. Lucas, had uploaded the video already, and he had uploaded the text messages. And I want to say the judge had already seen the video footage and stuff, but he asked me questions and things like that. She asked me questions, and do not quote me on this, because again, it happened, and her and I went back and forth. And the judge said, I believe service was done correctly. I do not believe she impersonated law enforcement. And I want to say the judge said something, and I was like, well, Your Honor, I asked if I could be implemented in Mr. Lucas's protective order because of what she had already started posting. And I was like, I have kids. And that's when the judge was like, you're going to have to do your own. And so at that point, the judge says my testimony is valid, and he dismisses me. Like, he's like, you're done. I don't need anything else from you. Service is rendered valid. So I'm thinking, all right, cool. She lost. It is what it is. Like, at this point, it is what it is. And she kept insisting that I was not that person, that I was not the person that served her, that woman was.
Where was she insisting this at? Was this in the
on social media? On social media.
Court is over.
Yeah.
You're just checking back to see if she's saying anything. And she's taking more videos, or they're just in text and pictures?
More. It's in text. It's in the story. It's in like, and what I've learned with her is she'll post something in the story and then take it down.
Slick.
All the videos about me, I have gotten TikTok to take down.
Okay.
She's created 3 fake pages on TikTok of me, 1 fake page on Instagram, and I'm the one that's gotten them taken down.
She has called you. First, she called you a clout chaser.
Mhm.
She called you basically. Where's this at?
She's called me everything but a child of God.
A convict, a felon.
And I am.
You sell cat,
And I
and
don't.
Oh, so yeah,
and
so there, because there was like a post of her saying that I guess the alleged person was, I guess, supposed to be you that had like a dating profile selling the cat and had the prices
That's not
listed.
me. That's the cousin.
That's the
Damn.
cousin.
Okay, so that's the
But
she,
there
Or
is
the-
no one's safe.
IP. I was like 18 or 19, and a friend of mine. Now this is very true. This is the only time I will ever say somebody did something in my name. She was a minor, and she didn't want to go to juvie, and I was an adult, and she did use my name. She wound up getting a ride from an undercover police officer in DC. Like she didn't know he was undercover. And again, I was like 18, 19 at the time.
Or that's what you mean, getting a ride.
Like I might have been 20. So again, I don't remember, to be very honest. But either way, she makes it seem like I was charged with it and I wasn't. Everything was dismissed. And she does that with a lot of the stuff. Like she'll make it seem I was charged with this, charged with that. And I wasn't. It was dismissed. But it doesn't make good content.
Did
How
you
is it?
state made some CPS claims about you?
So she did. She called CPS on me.
I think that's one of the terrible things that you can.
So how did that?
Jeez, you can't go that route.
What's the story with that?
So
Where-
all her videos, like she was posting videos back to back. And so I can't disclose my address, but
Don't.
I have another address. And the address that's on the affidavit is my address. However, nobody knows that it's my address. Nobody knows. I have 5 children. My oldest is 20. He's in college. My 16-year-old son resides with his dad. My 15-year-old daughter is with me. My 2-year-old son is with me. My 8-year-old daughter is with my adopted mom. My adopted mom has her because she's I didn't want to pull her out of the school that she was in when I moved.
The school
And
district.
so we kept it there. And when CPS was called, they were called in the jurisdiction that is on that affidavit, not in the jurisdiction that I reside in.
Okay. And what was alleged?
That I beat my kids with guns.
All of the kids, or was it specified which child?
It was all of them.
Did it say anything else?
That was all that they could give me. I am in the process of getting, so in Virginia, and this is in Virginia, if you can prove harassment, Virginia will unseal an unfounded CPS report. They will unseal it, which means they will unseal any calls, any numbers it came from, and any names that were given.
Wow.
When you say from harassment, do you mean make a case for harassment?
Like I can prove that she's been in Virginia, if the case is unfounded, you can request it unsealed. And then once it's unsealed, if you can prove it was harassment, they will charge the person with harassment.
The person who made the CPS report.
So I have petitioned the courts. It's the circuit court is the only one who can unseal it.
So when did she make these claims with the CPS? When did she file that report?
She filed that report in March. Right. It was right around after the first video of me came out.
And then what happened after that report as a consequence?
There were no consequences because it was unfounded.
Got it. You immediately went to defending yourself, and
the CPS worker, of course, she had to do her job, and I was pissed. And she'll tell you, I cussed her supervisor, everybody out. I was pissed because we didn't. It was her job, yes, but we didn't know. We found out.
I'm saying, what was her job? What did she do?
She went to my 8-year-old daughter's school and pulled her out.
Oh no!
Yeah, pulled her out to talk to her. Huh?
Did she take her to a center?
No, she pulled her out and talked to her like in a car or something like that, because she didn't want to take her all the way out of school. But how we found out was my 8-year-old daughter told my adopted mom, like, "Oh, I talked to this lady with a badge today," and my mom was like, "What? You talked to who with a badge?" And so my mom called me and was like, I think by the time my mom called me, she had done her research at the school and the school was like, yes, a CPS worker came. Well, when I called the school, I made the school go look on their sign-in form and tell me the name of the CPS worker. Because when CPS comes to visit, they just have to show their badge. The schools are not allowed to ask any questions. So they weren't like, oh, what's your name and stuff. They just sign in, show the badge. So I asked my daughter's counselor to go get the name off of the sign-in sheet. I had already called the CPS hotline and left a message for somebody to call me back. And when that lady called me back, she got every bit, her supervisor, everybody. Because
correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like nobody notified. And that's how I knew that whatever allegations, even though they were false and they were BS, they were serious. And the only person that would have called from that address
was Caroline Jhingory.
So now I'm just waiting. And again, this is all alleged. Yeah. It's all alleged. But I am waiting. I have already petitioned the circuit courts of Prince William County to unseal that call. And that call number is recorded because their hotline is like the 911 hotline.
Okay.
So it records the number even when you think it's not. You can't. It bypasses star 67. All of that.
I'm gonna have to take it back a little bit, but cool. You have a question before
I'm up to speed. I'm up to speed. That ending was just got me right there. I'm good.
So what do you think should happen to her right now? Like, and tell us like how you feel like of all the stuff that happened and all this. I mean, like
this girl,
how she impacted your life.
Well, recently she filed criminal charges against me. She went into Virginia. She's not a Virginia resident. She
got time to do all that.
They're misdemeanor charges.
DC, so the incident wasn't even in Virginia either.
It wasn't, but she lied in Virginia, and so now, even though everything's going to be dismissed or null processed, whichever one, I still have to go through that process.
Did she come across a little off to you? But the couple seconds or whenever talking to her,
I didn't talk. Well, so hindsight is a mother, because looking back on the conversation, she was so amped up and she spoke on things that I didn't know, like in regards to how to do video footage and we can film it here and this, that I honestly believe, in my personal opinion, I think she got a couple of personalities in there. And I really don't think she remembers which one spoke to me that day.
Ooh. Well, we do see her thumbnail is her with Dr. Oz or something like that, right? So how I first saw her was I just saw her make a couple of videos about her family members, and I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. And she from DC and she exposing her family members. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They must have did something to her. You know what I'm saying? She must have done something to her. And then your videos came out, and then she just started talking about, like, her caption was like Black women, or it sort of came off a little bit suspected, like anti-Black.
So listen, the video, a lot of the TikTok videos, I think I've gotten all of them taken down except for a couple. I think the ones with my boss in them, I wasn't able to 100% get taken down or removed. But in one of her videos where she's talking about us, she takes the stripper from P Valley and puts her in there, and she was like, y'all high yellow heifers.
Ooh, see?
You know what? Anybody who watches
she's a good editor.
Yeah, she's a good editor.
She has some good edits.
Because I can't stand her. But if she actually used that to speak on social justice issues that actually do something, she would get somewhere. And people are going to be like, what the hell? Why would you even say that? But it's true. I'm not that type of person. My only issue is that instead of admitting you maybe misheard or misunderstood the conversation, or admitting that, yes, I did outsmart you, you chose to drag me.
Right.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
it was.
And you could have left it at, damn. You didn't have to go on. You continue. She had made videos about me for at least weeks before I came out. And it took me months to even make the videos defending myself. My first video, I posted from a page that I made. And I was like, I'm the one that process served you. I'm the one that I'm the one that process served you. It's not the other woman, because I wanted the heat off of the other woman. I didn't want that on her. And then, you know what I'm saying? From there, it could have just been, damn, I kind of messed up. This is not what happened. But it didn't. You dragged me. And you dragged me to the point where, well, you really didn't drag me to the point of anything, because anybody that knows me knows my story. They know my history. They know, you know what I'm saying? But it's the fact that you edited and cut, and like, she's going around saying I'm 370 pounds. I'm nowhere close to 370 pounds.
Did the woman who she falsely accused of being you reach out to you?
Yes.
Wow.
And what did she say?
She somehow she had seen the video where I came out, and I was like, it's me. It's me. And she was like, I appreciate you doing that. I was getting calls and emails at work, and things like that, which her mom has also experienced that. Caroline Jhingory's mom has experienced followers calling her at work and things like that. Stuff like calling her work. And that's what I'm saying. So that's why I felt so bad, because I know what social media has, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. And she's calling me a clout chaser. I did say, well, I'm gonna get followers from this. Let's be real.
You're right.
I'm gonna get followers from this. One thing, I'm a Leo, honey. So to me, all attention, bad attention, good or bad, it's attention. And I have said it before, and I'll say it again. Shout out to my haters, because you still gonna watch my videos. You're still gonna make a comment, even if it's negative. So that's still gonna boost my algorithm. Every time she has hashtagged me, my algorithm has boosted.
Dang.
So I want to make sure I get all the offenses correct. So after court, she calls CPS on you. She wrongly accuses someone else as being you and sends people after her.
Indirectly, she allegedly sends people after her, because she didn't. She just said, "Send me her social media handles."
She makes a public request.
Yes.
For public information about the wrong lady.
Yes.
You.
Yes.
Okay. She after, in addition to, before and after you taking ownership of serving her, she makes videos accusing you of misrepresenting the police.
Yes.
Everything. She threw the book at you.
For a living, what you do with your life, how you treat children, and attempts to give people your address as well. Make that public. Is that also something?
That my address, she claims she blocked it, but there was and I think I still have it, where she blocked it. She didn't redact it. She made it public. The other thing she did is she tried to file the same charges she filed in Virginia. She filed in DC, but DC told her, DC cleared me of everything. So she then took those charges into Virginia.
So how come you haven't sued her?
What am I going to sue her for?
Defamation.
What am I going to get from her?
Have you?
You might get
Have you suffered any loss? Because that's what you need for lawsuits.
I have suffered some losses. Yes, I have.
Have you suffered any financial or work, or how has this impacted your life?
But let me explain to you why
you already know what I'm going to say.
It's not worth it, because for every action, it's a reaction, right? I do not have time to keep
going back
dealing with police officers calling me off of false charges. I don't have time
for CPS crazy
to keep calling me off of fake charges, because anybody can make a CPS call. Now, is she gonna make it because I blasted her about it? No. Now, when it's all said and done, when I get that order showing whose number it was, I will be putting it on blast. And I'm gonna say this, and what I say once, I'll say twice. She's not a mother. So she doesn't know how mothers will stick together behind some BS. So all that little following that you have, you're going to lose 98% of your mothers for that allegation. Because I have the letter from CPS saying that it was unfounded. And then I'll have the unsealed court documents showing who called.
So take that video down.
And they're not going to take it down, because I'm not portraying as though I'm somebody else. That video, and I'm going to pay TikTok to push it through the algorithm. So I'm talking about
her slander. Her slander she had towards you, she would have to take down.
I've had it all taken down. I've had to send TikTok a picture of me with my ID multiple times to get it taken down, get the pages taken down. I have the emails from TikTok. Oh, I think my 2-year-old just ran off with my phone. From TikTok back to back, where I'm telling them that nope, that's not, because she'll type one page, she put Takia Marie Nelson, you're using my name, you're using my likeness, it comes down. Then she did Takie Nelson, my name, my likeness, it comes down. Then she did victims of Takia Nelson.
Wow.
All these victims coming out the woodwork. Dang. Yes, I used to be hell on wheels, but a lot of that shit is a lie. A lot of that is her making up the shit, talking to herself. That's just is what it is. Sent it to TikTok. Hey, she's doing this. Came down. I was very surprised that Instagram moved the quickest. And the thing is, what she does is she friend requests me from those fake pages, or she'll look at my, like I've got in one of my videos on there, I literally show y'all her commenting from the fake page on my real page.
Yeah, I gotta follow you.
I just feel like there should be an app where you can see like if it's a post from somebody, you should be able to see if the person is mentally ill or something like that.
Man, look.
Right, like him, her.
Him, her, retard. I don't know.
I was brought into a situation that I did not want to be a part of. I know. In it now.
That's unfortunate.
We appreciate you for joining us. Can you tell the people your where they can find you? And
I'm ready.
All that.
I'm ready.
Don't find me, please.
I'm gonna find you.
Let everybody know about your service.
Yes.
Your services. What do you call it? Process service.
You can find me on TikTok, Takia Smith Nelson. I do go live and I will help out any way that I can. People ask me questions. I let them know I'm not an attorney. I can just guide you to where you can do your research. And I'm just now starting to go back live. I literally had cut off a lot of my social media just because it was every day. It was something. So today I think I went back live for the first time in months. For 15 minutes, but I don't really, I like social media. I like TikTok because I can post whatever. So you know what I'm saying?
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
So since you're not going to go back and forth with, court and having them, things possibly escalating back and forth, do you plan to stop speaking on and communicating through TikTok and Instagram about this story or this topic?
No, because she's a keyboard bully. And I say
internet thugs. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. If she saw me in the streets, she would run. But why wouldn't go toe to toe?
Why do you choose to continue to engage with her?
Why do I continue? Because you're not going to continue to make it seem, you're not going to give half of the story. I'm going to defend myself. I'm going to speak up for myself. I'm going to come on here and be like, she's lying. That's not what happened. This, and this.
Tell everybody what has happened and all of the things that she's lied about. Don't you think that we get it? Okay, she's a liar. Why do you think that you need to combat every new lie that comes out? Because you'll never get rid of her. She'll be in your life forever this way.
Well, that's another reason why I'm waiting. My last post or my last video about her will be about the CPS and the outcome of the stuff in Virginia. After that,
you do plan to stop.
Yeah, that'll be the last. And then
I feel like she's like Trump. Like she has like this following, and like you can try to like,
But I mean, she don't. Now I will say this: there are people that are woke. There are people that comment on her stuff and be like, "Girl, what?" But she deletes. She deletes them.
Yeah, make it seem one-sided like it was.
She deletes them. But she I will not go back and forth with her once I have everything done. And there are some things in the works that I just can't speak on. So
all right, well, Takia, we are probably gonna see you in court too, because she's gonna pull up my shit. You know, we got B More, he's a habitual woman beater, he's on drugs. You know, he's on Section 8. You know, we're gonna be there with you. We appreciate you.
If y'all need me to testify, let me know.
Ish Talk TV, live from the DMV, doing it how it's supposed to be. I hope you got some kush at the crib, some cat in the bed, and some cash in your pocket where more can be said. This episode, we're giving you an update on the Caroline Jhingory story. Y'all not gonna believe this shit. Parents voiced their concerns over the safety with students at Bard High School, and a resident is going to be joining the show, hopefully, to talk about Glen Arden Hills Apartments. We got Cool from Explicit Intelligence in the house. What's up, my G?
What it is right now?
And we got Leslie Ola BC in the house.
Hey.
Leave a like in the comment, y'all. It's free 99. Ish Talk TV. We love you. We respect you. Thank you for all the new followers and y'all loving our content. And we doing this for the DMV. You know how we do. But first of all, y'all, have y'all seen that video of the white people are losing their mind over how black people are so innovative when it comes to cooking that we're air frying crabs now.
Oh yeah.
And a black woman on TikTok, she showed how she make her pot or whatever, how she do it, but she put everything in an air fryer. She put the corn, and she seasoned she put a live crab in the air fryer. And people online, they were just basically like, how dare you do this?
Hey, I want to see it. I want to see it in action and shit.
And they said they just witnessed a murder. They said, how can you watch something like this? And then someone said, did you taste their fears?
Hey, they don't know Maryland, man. Don't come at us like that. We will fry your crabs.
See, but this is where I call the flag on the extra police. There's a reason why we use the air fryer over other methods, right? Less oil, you're not using oil, right. And you're just eating what you have. It's all natural, yada yada yada. But for crabs, I mean, we boil that. So why do you need to air fry a crab when you can just boil it? Is that for people like the gas is not turned on, but they got electricity? I'm asking for a friend.
It started. They talked about the ethics.
It doesn't even make any sense. You're just doing it just so you can say I did it this way. But
that's why I air fry my crab.
That's what.
Why are you making crabs in an air fryer? Like, and then the air fryer, the heat comes from the coil on the top. So when you're boiling, it's like the crabs are in there. They're trying to climb up, but the heat is just steaming them. They're not actually touching flames or fire, right? But in that air fryer, when they go up, they don't really like being burned.
That's fucked up.
By the hot coil.
Hey, you real detailed with this murder, man. You real detailed with this, Joe. That's messed up, baby.
They'll put those crabs in Heavenly Bound.
Check them.
Put that in a pot and relax.
And people were like, how is that not a community guideline violation? People wanted that video to be taken down.
Are they serious? Is this for real?
Anyone who doesn't see a problem with this lacks empathy and needs help. The whole DMV. How about that? Put that Old Bay on that shit and some ketchup and mustard.
Sorry,
mayonnaise.
Huh?
Sorry, Candy, my bad. Say that again.
Nah. I said put some Old Bay on that bitch and get some ketchup, mustard, and mayonnaise and have a soiree. That's what we do up in the DMV.
I think people don't realize how their seafood is made. I think they don't know that that's how shellfish are made. All shellfish are cooked alive. This lets me know people don't know how their food is prepared.
They'd be messed up at Red Lobster. You see them Jones swimming before they die?
So to all the people who wrote this stuff, when you go into a restaurant and you see lobsters in the tank,
yeah, they just think they keep them as pets.
You think that those are pets?
That's what we do. That's what they selling. They swimming around. They getting ready.
They're ready to go. All the lobsters are ready to go.
In the department store or something.
He's swimming up to the top. They're trying to be
first. You sell this, but you're not going to eat this one. You're going to eat one that's in the
But
In the bag,
remember,
chopped up.
people will buy a lobster from like Red Lobster, and then they will throw it back in the water, but
They
then
did that shit
and then they'll fucking die. So
because
what,
they
what
can't leave in a habitat. What the
so
fuck is wrong with people?
exactly. So that's like the same people that making those comments. I think they have something to do with. Let me know what you guys think about these people out here that are throwing and vandalizing Teslas. There's a DC Tesla and dealership, and people are just throwing shit at the cars, and the owner was like, "Yo, yeah, this is vandalism. Like these people don't have nothing to do with Elon." So, do you
Right.
guys? How do you guys feel about these Tesla vandalisms? Elon Musk shit. Do y'all think it's justified or it's
Yeah.
wrong?
Recklessville, USA, man. Recklessville, USA. These Bammers, I mean, because it makes no sense. What if the Bama voted for Biden? I mean, not for Biden. Damn, that Bama dead. Kamala.
No, he's dead.
I think that's what.
What if the Bammers wait? What if the Tesla driver voted for Kamala? He getting Nazi symbols and egged on because
Right,
he drives a Tesla. Like, bruh, I ain't
right.
involved.
And then that's why some of those people they will add a bumper sticker that say, "I voted for Kamala," or
You probably got to put
Elon
that
don't
now.
got to Elon ain't got nothing to do with me.
You better get the switcheroo out. When you go down south, you gotta switch that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I voted for Trump.
This is a Trump call. Do
Yeah.
y'all? So when it comes to this stuff like this, the people that do it, I don't think they're black. Y'all think they're black? Or you think
Nah.
they're? I think they're liberals or some shit like that.
I really believe in the conspiracy that the Democrats is paying these motherfuckers. I do believe them.
Oh,
I think they say they putting the ads on Craigslist. You try to make some money, yeah,
wow.
all that is trying to get you
And
$400. Go burn some cars up.
I wouldn't be surprised when it comes from the Democrats.
Right.
At the same time, though, we have kids out here carjacking these cars, and not the Teslas, but just random Hyundais and all that shit like that.
Especially
People
Hyundai.
are like saying that's not right. But when it comes to these Tesla like vandalism, like people are like applauding, like basically,
Yeah, like why are you
what's
applauding
it?
again? The Bama voted for Kamala. And why he get his Tesla blown up? Like, why he get his Tesla blown up? Why are you
I
gonna
mean,
justify that?
I'm 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 not in favor of just wanton public vandalism. I don't think there's ever a time where I'm really in favor of that, unless you're going after the oppressor. But what I
Mm,
find is that when it's black people, they seem to do it in our own neighborhoods. And so, like Cool said, it's either somebody that's hired and or it's everybody but black people. That's because I just think that that's not the way that we react. I don't think that our culture
Yeah.
functions in that way where when we get upset politically that we go and start destroying property or
Right.
starting fights. We don't really start physical fights about politics and getting into physical or property damage about politics. I don't think that's something that our culture does. Correct me if I'm wrong.
no, you're
Yeah,
right.
that's easy jail. That's easy jail. And we ain't trying to go to jail that easy. We'd rather steal some shit. Or, you
Make it work.
go to jail. Go to jail for some real shit.
Or
Make
What you in here for? I burned a Tesla.
right.
I burned a
and
Tesla.
depends on who's in office. You might get released.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh, but you spoke on Tesla's blowing up. You know what else is blowing up? Six
What?
Flags. So
Finally,
rest in
Kaboom!
peace to Six Flags,
get
November
That junk.
2nd.
out of here.
Damn. So
Get out of here.
this year they gone. This motherfucker said, "Pack up. I'm out." This
He said, you know
bitch.
Get
what?
out.
I'm out of here.
Hey, and you know what? This happened a week after the Bamas raided the joint. I don't know what these youngins be doing, but all I seen was
It
like
was
a
a big,
TikTok
was it
video.
a massive fight? That's what you're talking
I
about?
think so, but a bunch of them was running out the park in the parking lot. It just looked stupid. I was like, why y'all running away from the ride? You got to run to the rides, right?
Maybe they
Got to be the
stole,
first
maybe
in
they
line.
ran through the stores and stuff and then ran out. You know, that stuff is expensive. I was one. Yeah.
Did they do that? Did they do a whole mob jump for Six Flags? What, you took a Six Flags shirt?
A stuffed animal?
A
One of them,
Superman
SpongeBob,
hat?
yeah.
one of
Like,
them
is
really
y'all
tall.
serious?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't. But what I do know is that the fun and all that it used to have and represent, and people used to engage in, and that also, amusement parks served for the first jobs of a lot
Mm-hmm.
of our
Yeah.
youth, and just the level of respect that's just not there in the space and in society and just service industry period. Yeah, it's
Right.
time to go. Sometimes you got to just kind of like go with the times. I think some businesses that keep on holding on to these old models that did not make it past post-corona mindset.
Mm.
And it is a new time. Before you even talk about the politics, just about what the pandemic actually did to people psychologically, behavior-wise, emotionally, financially. This is a new world. This is a new world order. So stuff from the old paradigm is not going to make it.
Man, I
So
don't know. If it's the new world order, then keep that junk there to confuse these motherfuckers.
Put
anybody,
some
I
put
need
some
them to have
underground
fun.
tunnels in that motherfucker.
Yeah, go have
Get
some
Eddie
fun while
Murphy
we do
running through
our
that
shit.
shit like Beverly Hills Cop or something.
Yeah, okay, 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 okay.
So
Yeah, I remember that
all right,
show.
so cool. You say keep it open. Leslie say it's time to go, fam. The CEO said it wasn't the CEO said it wasn't a strategic fit for the long run. So they just dropped it like a bad habit. It's
Yeah.
the only one that they closed in this area. I mean, all the Six Flags and
the only
they
one that
closed
people
that one and Bowie.
Yeah.
and I don't understand why is it in the richest black county in the country? Why is there so much? Why do we do so much ignorant stuff? Why?
Like what?
You would think their kids would know better.
Yeah,
Why?
like this shit just don't make no sense. Like, damn, they
No,
took
normally
they
Maryland
took
people
this.
just blame DC when stuff happens like this. Be like, that's them DC people that be coming in.
Yeah, nah, I'm gonna go with that's domestic. We just lost the Commanders and Six Flags. What's next?
That's two gut punches.
So
With
what's
the
so
two
wait?
gut punches.
So wait, how do you know though? Because where they gonna go?
Who?
The Commanders, where they going to?
Oh, they're gonna probably play next year because their contract is up what 2028 or so I think it's 2028 or 2037 or some shit like that. But Washington all the DC already said, hey, we got it. And
DC don't got it.
Harris was like, yeah, they did. Harris was like, let's go.
I thought some of the council people they're saying like, nah, we ain't doing
DC
that.
don't got it.
They
No,
don't have
because
it yet. They
the owner don't want to pay for his own a
no,
stadium. DC not paying
DC
for that. $400
watch
billion.
watch. Cause PG already planning to
That's not flying this time around. That's not gonna fly.
they already planning to recoup that space. They already putting plans in
Last year
order.
of I think DC public property,
They going over there to
unowned,
RFK.
undeveloped, DC owned undeveloped property that's left in the city. Is that over there by the RFK Stadium and all of that space, all the parking lot and stuff.
Get ready.
But no, no, the taxpayers are not paying for that.
I can guarantee
I
you they gonna
just
make y'all pay for that.
It's not gonna happen.
Watch.
I just want to say poor
I don't
PG.
think it's gonna happen this one.
I
I don't
know
think it's
we can't get nothing
Uh,
now. We get nothing but strip malls.
Guests of the show, Walla Belgay,
Walla
said,
Blagay.
yeah, said that they hope to get another amusement park or something family friendly. It's
Like
500.
what?
It's 500 acres, so they gotta do something.
Oh, but
It opened in 1999. Originally opened in 1974 as a drive-through wildlife preserve. Something like that.
Oh,
Wild World.
Wild
turned
World.
into Wild World.
Then it
So
Oh,
changed to Adventure World.
it was an adventure world.
so if you want to
Then it
get
was
stuck
a
one more
Wild World.
time, if you want to get stuck one more time on that
Oh my
Superman or
goodness,
Joker's Jinx,
them joints.
November 2nd is your time.
It's the
if
last
it
day.
Yes.
yeah, if it
And all those 70 full-time workers,
Right.
I'm pretty sure Chuck E. Cheese is hiring.
Oh shit.
Um,
Remember
we don't want no
Funko
young
Land?
kids smoking. Yeah, I remember that.
Funko
Jeepers
Land and
Keepers.
shit. Yeah, Jeepers and
Jeepers.
shit. We used to go down there. We was too old, still got in. It smelled like feet and
My
throw up.
Fool, you was one of those old people.
Yeah.
Like, why are these big kids? Why are they in there? Why are y'all down
Beltway
here?
Plaza Mall.
I
Yep,
used
that
to go
was
to the
me.
mall all the time. I used to go to the movies all the time.
Beltway Plaza,
So
because I used to be like, hey, they still open?
Like, why?
Yeah.
It is open. I haven't been in a minute. But the last time I went, Three Brothers was still in there.
I'm telling you, that joint was huge. Funk Bar Jeepers was
Italian
huge.
icy spot.
I did not know. That makes sense because the place that's there now is like the LOL, something like that. And I used to live right across the street, those ghetto projects.
You was in Spring Hill Lake when we did the story a couple months back.
That's that Spring Hill Lake.
Throwing it down for your fellow residents.
Hey,
you had survivor's remorse. You didn't want to leave your old neighbors
never forget hashtag. All right, so let's get to so that was Six Flags, rest in peace. This next story is in Virginia, and basically this is like when somebody blow up the spot or y'all get caught doing something and somebody just being real extra. You don't want to get caught, especially from a dog, but go ahead.
Okay. 4 people arrested after Stafford County K-9 sniffs out narcotics in a Honda at McDonald's. 4 people are behind bars after deputies seized several narcotics from their car with the help of Stafford County K-9. Her name is Mija. On Saturday, May 3rd, police responded to a McDonald's on 44 Stansted Road in response to a woman who appeared to be under the influence, getting in and out of a Honda Civic. See, there you go right there. You kept it.
What's her name?
Out. And once police got to the McDonald's, Deputy Martinez observed the woman. That's why the dog's name is Mija. You get it?
Mija.
Observed the woman still acting erratically and approached the vehicle, which had 4 people inside. The driver, identified as 40-year-old Jason Greenwood, provided a false identity, as CSO said. The woman who was under the influence was identified as 30-year-old Holly Hannah. The other 2 passengers were identified. Oh, they asked everybody for the ID. That's what I'm talking about.
Look at these bammers here.
Let me see some identification. You got Charles Garber, 46. That's probably the third one.
Texas T.
And Carl Mullins, 52. That's probably the one.
Carl too old for this shit. Carl's too old for this shit. He shouldn't have been out. He shouldn't have been out.
Look at the confused motherfucker right there.
Mija did a sniff of the vehicle and alerted her partner, which gave deputies probable cause to search the Honda Civic. Suspected controlled substances were located in nearly every nook and cranny.
I know what they was talking about in that Honda.
That's interesting the way they said several narcotics was found.
Exactly.
Normally they'll say an amount.
Right. Yeah.
But you see
Greenwood,
the driver, eventually came clean about his real identity, and deputies found out he was wanted out of both King George and Westmoreland. This Bama had warrants.
Bama said, all right, my name is Alfred Wilbur. My name is Alfred Wilbur. Okay? You got me.
At the jail, staffers discovered Hannah had
Hannah
suspected controlled substances inside her, said SC. So the drugs were removed and she faces additional charges. So I guess she'll add drug mule. That's like being a mule, I think, is its own charge. When you like put it in your body, it's its own charge.
Yeah, you know what? She fucked it up.
Crime.
Hannah fucked it up because she was walking in and out of the car.
Now you know why she was
funny
going
style.
She probably
she had it
busted up inside of her, and she was probably
man, get it out, Hannah, get it out.
Oh yeah. Shut up, Alfred. You're gonna bust us.
I have never been so high where I'm still in my zone when police is around.
Right.
That must be some sort of white high. I can never get that. Must be white people high where where police is just invisible, where you just dancing and shit. Usually when police pull up or something, when I'm in the car, I sober up real quick.
Well, I'm like,
even when I'm already sober, I actually sober up.
Only smoke weed.
Looking high as shit.
So
that's because you only smoke weed. People who do real drugs, they be wilding. Going in and out of the car, walking around the car, hanging out in the McDonald's.
Yeah, I seen a couple of them Bammers do that.
Several narcotics hidden in multiple areas with 2 warrants as the driver. Yeah, they on some real, that's what you call real drug use.
White lines connected to my mind.
And
look at this Bama, the third Bama.
And shout out to the dog. Miha did her job.
Got it in.
Now I am
D-High,
I am against probable cause arising from drug sniffing trained animals. If you can't figure it out yourself as a human being, then you cannot arrest me. That's how I feel about this world. Just like if you can't catch me going down the street while you sitting there in your parked car with a radar gun and you see me go by, that's cheating. Do your job. That's cheating. You just gonna put a camera right there. You're gonna put a line right here and a line right there. No.
You know where it's at.
Square.
Behave yourself.
Caesar
Milan.
You can tell in that picture that Miha, she knew she was doing. Shit, I did that shit. I got those niggas. Yeah. They're not even black. They're not even black, Miha.
Right. He said, I'm getting these motherfuckers.
Miha looks like she does drugs for real. Like she's a drug.
Nah, you see how happy that John was? John was successful.
Mm-hmm. You see how let's put the picture back up. Look how thin.
Yeah, it do be sniffing, right?
When's the last time you seen because the canines, they be German shepherds, right?
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time you seen a German shepherd that looked like that?
Caesar Milan would be proud, I'm telling you.
She probably stressed out. Yeah, Caesar Milan,
He'd be proud. He'd be proud. He'd be like, good job, dog.
Dilated.
Way to go.
Dilated. Look.
Bama smack. Yeah, he smacked. He is smacked.
Like, yeah. All right, well, I hope those people get some help. Especially Hannah. They say we're gonna get that out of you. All right. Ish Talk TV, y'all. We got Cool in the house. We got Leslie Ola BC. I'm B More, aka Princess Zamunda. We got, oh man. We talk about our kids, man. We talk about our kids.
Bamas.
Jesus Christ.
Oh boy.
YNs out here.
Well, DCPS upping security measures at Bard High School after parents plead for safety action. DCPS announced in its reinforcing security at Bard High School a day after a group of concerned parents held an emergency press conference where they demanded action from school and city leaders over safety concerns. It comes after multiple fights broke out on school property on Friday, which resulted in 3 students being arrested. Police charged 2 of them with disorderly affray and the 3rd with assault on a police officer. The school district says it will take the following steps to reinforce security throughout Bard High School: increase the number of non-instructional Bard staff present during student meal blocks to enhance student supervision, reposition Bard's contract security offices in visible high traffic areas, allowing them to assist more easily as needed, and they will request additional patrols by Bard school resource officer partners during meal times, transition periods.
Why they call it like that? Why they call it mealtime?
Chow time. Why do you?
Yeah, why?
That's all I was thinking. They're getting them ready.
That's all I was thinking.
They don't want to say lunches or
chow time.
There will be a parent-led community meeting to discuss further safety concerns at Bard High School this Friday at 6 p.m. at Pilgrim Baptist Church.
Let's play the video.
Child was used as basically a human shield, trying to protect her friend, and was trampled upon in all of the things. The school is a war zone.
Janice Butler says a group of boys approached her 10th grader's friend outside about a social media post, then jumped him.
She's literally over top of him, as they're swinging, trying to get to him.
Students were also fighting inside this.
And this is supposed to be
A high achieving luxury success, not luxury, excuse me, high level success, academic success, liberal arts and sciences, high achievement. Hold on, I'm trying to pull up the website.
And,
So
and
here's
these
the message.
they were fighting, the kids were fighting the police, y'all.
Yeah. Like,
Oh, wait a minute,
y'all know y'all
wait a
gonna
minute.
get in trouble for that,
You
right?
got to be careful with the language because you know when they write these things up, they said 3 were arrested, 1 for assaulting a police officer. Now, here's the thing: if you're already in a big brawl and somebody pulls you or tries to get in the way, if you hit them, if you swing and you don't know that it's the police, you're not paying attention, you're all wild and you get hit, that's still considered assault of a police officer. That's not the same thing as squaring up on a police officer and saying, "Man, I don't mess with the police. Come on, let's go." So
Yeah,
I'm
man.
not
I
gonna
would
give, I'm not
hope he
I'm
didn't do
gonna
that.
give them I'm going to give them just somewhat of the benefit of the doubt.
And when it comes to these new resources, like this shit is not, they're not going to get no damn new help. They can't afford to
No,
have nobody security. What they going
don't
to
First
do?
forget
of all, the stuff that
cutting
this
that
always
budget.
be there. If you look, if you listen, they said they're going to reposition. That means they already have security. So they're going to put them somewhere where they haven't been before. So they're going to
Just
put them in visible, high traffic areas. So where did you have them? In
Right.
invisible traffic areas? That doesn't make
I
sense.
mean, why was they in that area to begin with?
You're going to request additional patrols by the school resource officer partners. So that's like your community, like, you know, the when the fathers might come together, like a
Yeah,
family
you're
called,
gonna beg for volunteers that don't come.
or well, no, but you have these organizations that's in the community already where they come to the schools like Safe Passage,
Oh,
and they
them
come.
senior citizens,
No, they be like,
retirees.
not even big. I mean, I
oh
live by. I
no.
go past school right here, and the guys that I see, they're not senior citizens. They
I
like,
heard of
you know, they're like in their 40s or 50s, or maybe even 30s.
Yo, I don't think
I,
so. I think the men gonna be like, I've been to Iraq. I'm not going. I'm not going to that school. I've
damn.
seen some shit.
So my
Hey, I
thing is
can't
that
believe I
what
applied.
they're saying they're gonna do
You apply for
additional.
what?
I applied for a security position before in
I
PG
was gonna
County. I'm
say
so
somebody
glad I
that
didn't get them jobs.
I
Thank
was.
God, PG County.
I was gonna say I could see you doing that.
I not no
Come on,
more.
young. Come on, young. Come on out of
Slap
there.
a
Come on,
kid.
go ahead and go to class.
Get your goddamn ass.
See, you can't even put your hands on them unless I think they
Yeah,
fight.
nah. You have to these days.
All right,
Let me tell you,
so
I
let me
had a little
ask
boy in
you.
my class the other week who was
Uh-huh.
very disrespectful, and he was speaking Spanish too. I was like,
Ooh.
¿Qué tú haces? ¿Qué es tu problema? Podemos hablar en español. What you want to do? You're gonna have to leave. And he's sitting next to the one, and he like, you know how somebody be like they're not like hearing nothing you saying. He like, man, who out there? Like, who's out in the hallway that he could go kick it with? I was like, don't worry. Don't be recruiting information trying to figure out you're going out there, whether your friends are out there or not. Roll out. And he looked at me like, I can't believe she's going hard. Sir,
Dang.
goodbye. Open the door. Then the other one, you go too with your co-signing ass. He was like, I'm gonna go. I took that desk and I just started pulling the. I said, well, I can't put my hands on him, but I'm gonna move this chair. Bring your ass out this classroom. You are not staying in here. I don't play those types of games, and I don't need this job.
High school high.
So let's go. And then he
Dangerous
got
minds.
closed the
So
Yeah,
door.
yeah,
Now for the rest,
yeah.
and then I go back to my happy, bubbly. Hey, everybody, let's go. People who don't
187.
want to pay attention, who was laying down in the corners, they up, they listening, they talking. But do you know what the thing is? Is I care about my students. Like I like these little bad motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Talking all that, but they not really bad for real. They just going through puberty. They talk, they got the little slick whatever. But I engage with them. I'm trying to get to know them. We don't have that much time. But if the administrators, it was a time where administrators knew the names of their students. If teachers, if they just actually cared and was more invested in the behavior and the education, but also the social elements when they're walking through and having a rapport. Or when you have a rapport with students, when you're walking through the hallway, you can call them out on these behaviors to keep the temperature low. But when everybody is rowdy and everybody can do whatever they want, they can cuss however they want and nobody says anything, they can talk. Once a kid can shout, cuss, and fight, and adults walk by, you've lost.
Yes.
There's nothing. It's gonna go downhill from there. So you have to be like, yo, what are you doing? And they're looking at you like, I can't believe you said something. Yes, I'm saying so. You are a child. Why are you behaving this way? Go to class or go home or keep your hands to yourself. I don't have to know you. You don't know me. You know you ain't what you're doing is not right. And I'm going to tell you it's not right. Now act like you got some damn sense. And a couple weeks later, they be, hi, Miss Leslie. Yeah.
Right.
Act like you care about the kids, and then they'll start listening to you. But when they know that you just showing up there collecting the check, you on your phone, these fake security. I'm sorry, y'all. I got on my.
She's about to get the teacher rage. Teacher rage crash out. The teacher rage. Hey, but think of it like this though, man, because the only defense I got on these kids is that social media definitely plays a factor in this a vast number of apps they can get on, plus the dating sites. I can only imagine how would we be if we had that access for real?
It does make it harder, but I think that we had our own versions of distractions and things that had us left. But I think we had more engaged adults who were not afraid of us. Actually did their job because they just wanted to do a good job, or they did their job and went a little bit beyond because they actually. I think we had that in an abundance.
That wasn't your clipboard from Saturday.
No, I have two.
God damn it! I don't got the power.
Where my prop at?
So all right, so cool. So when it comes to, so you tried to try out. I said try out. You tried to become a bodyguard or a resource.
Hell yeah, the security.
Yes.
Security. Hell, Whitney Houston and shit. So look, I applied like for 3 positions, and 2, I want to say one was Ernest Just, that was middle school, and then 2 was like high school. And I really wanted them jobs because I was like, shoot, it could free up the schedule so I could get another job and possibly coach and shit. But I kept getting denied. They would call me and be like, yeah, we went the other way. Sorry. I'm like, all right, cool. But now I fast forward to 2025. I'm like, I'd have been 15, 20 years in of that job. I'd have probably retired early. Them kids crazy.
It is a lot of them. And then when you're the only one that's, you in the majority of your way of thinking,
right,
you can't really affect that much change.
Nah, and I'm only 5'8", and these bammers be swinging. I'm like, I got swing on these kids.
Nowadays, like these kids, like they make. And back in my day, it was okay, semi-okay to still be going to Kmart, but nowadays you gotta be Foot Locker, Last Stop, up against the wall, social media.
If you ain't paying $500 for your shoes, you poor.
And you get in some schools you might get robbed. So
I feel like sleepwear is kind of really is. I feel like sleepwear is now acceptable. Like I've been looking at these kids when I'm traveling. They can wear pajamas. They wear all of these different slippers that are not.
Crocs or pajamas.
Get the
Crocs. Like that. Get that shit out of here. Get that shit
out
of here.
Yeah.
All right.
4 cheap slipper that the girls can get away with. The boys is wearing like them West Coast house slippers, the ones that's thick, but they got that hard bottom. Is like soft.
Yeah, them Jones. Yeah, them Jones you stick in the house.
Yep.
Fuck these kids.
Undershirt. They don't even have to wear real shirts. We used to be like Tommy, Nautica.
Yeah.
You know
the
what I'm saying?
Polo right there with the fresh white tee.
Polo,
Not even Fruit of the Loom. It's whatever.
Perry Ellis.
All right, well, we're gonna pray for these children. Ish Talk TV, DMV News. Tell the people they can reach you at.
Leslie.
Hardy Hills apartment.
I want to wait till we get the dude.
Okay. Sorry.
I don't know what happened to that nigga. He hit me up. He hit me up.
I got the scoop for you.
And then I talked to him twice on the phone. Damn, niggas.
Scoop for you.
We from the bottom, come from nothing. Who said they say we know. They say you running plays, that's it's talk. They say you getting paid, that's it's talk. You see me with my babe, that's it's talk. The money in that way, that's it's talk.